Before your maintenance wash, you need to make sure that you've got all your products ready. I've got all of mine on hand, and I'll leave a link in the description of all the product types that I've used. For today's wash, I'm going to use 3 different buckets, one for the alloys, one for clean water only, and one for the wash solution. I'm going to start by attacking all the alloy wheels on the car. I'm applying acid-free, pH-neutral alloy gel. I'm going to give it a liberal coating, all in the nooks and crannies, brake calipers, bolts, and allow that to work for a few minutes. I'm then going to agitate it using a detailing brush. I'm going to put a bit more solution onto the brush. I'm then going to start to systematically work my way around the outside of the alloy, making sure I go all the way around. I'm then going to start at the valve cap and then work my way around each spoke of the alloy. It can be a bit painstaking, but it's like anything. If you get this bit done correctly, then when you've finished the car, you won't be seeing any nasty spots that you've left on the alloy wheel. Unfortunately, I hadn't set up the camera properly and the battery died, so I couldn't capture the whole process. But after this point, what I did do is use some snow foam and then further cleaning by using a microfiber cloth and the detailing brush, just to make sure I get into all the whelks and the inners of the alloy wheel, and then rinsed it down. Now I'm going to give the car a complete rinse, making sure that I go under all the wheel arches, through the alloy wheels again, and all over the car. I'm using a Karcher pressure washer. It has a pressure setting on it, and I've got it in the medium. I didn't want too much pressure just because I don't want to harm the paint in any way. For the next stage, I'm going to apply some snow foam. I'm using Autoglym Polar Blast, which is a pH neutral pre-wash snow foam. I'm going to make sure I start at the top and work my way down, making sure I get everywhere, wheel arches all around the car. I'm then going to leave that to set for 5 to 10 minutes to allow it time to break down all the grime, dirt that's left on the vehicle. It's important to note at this point we haven't touched car paintwork at all yet. The idea of this wash process is to completely minimise any touching of the paint. This stops any swirl marks, spots occurring on your vehicle and keeps it in the best condition at all times. Now the snow foam's had time to do its thing, I'm going to give it a thorough rinse, starting at the bottom, working my way up. By doing it this way, it allows the snow foam to disperse a little bit more, giving a little bit more cleaning action. For the next stage, I'm using Sam's Detailing Cirtus Pre-Wash. It's slightly stronger than the snow foam. I'm going to apply that liberally all over the car and allow it to settle for about 5 to 10 minutes. This is going to work its magic on all of the bits of grime that have been left. And again, I'm not touching the paintwork. I'm trying to get as much of the dirt and residue off the vehicle without touching it. I'm also going to give the innards of the doors a quick blast off with the pressure washer. I'm then going to use the Sam's Detailing Cirtus Pre-Wash along with a detailing brush, just to make sure I get in all the nooks and crannies. There's nothing worse than having a nice clean car, opening the doors and seeing a load of grime there. Now the solution's had time to break down all of the dirt, it's time for another rinse off, starting from the top, working my way all the way to the bottom again. At this point we've got the car as clean as possible without touching it. Now it's time for the contact wash. I'm using the 2 bucket method. I've got one with clean water and another with the wash solution. I'm using Dodo Juice Born to be Mild shampoo. It's pH neutral and it's kind to ceramics and waxes. It won't affect them in any way. What I'm going to do is apply literally as little pressure as possible using the washing mitt, covering off a panel at a time, and then I'm going to clean that off in the clean water bucket, making sure that any debris come off of that, it's rinsed nice and clean, and then I'm going to put some more shampoo on it and work my way around the car. I've now finished the wash and it's time for another fresh rinse, working my way from the top of the car back down to the bottom again. Before I dry the car, I'm going to put some Sam's Detailing Ceramic Boost on the car. It has been ceramic coated. This is a hydrophobic formula that gives protection for up to 3 months. By putting this all over the car and rinsing it off panel by panel, it makes sure that all the water beads off and makes it much easier to dry. I'm now going to dry the vehicle using my Metro-Vac Air Force Blaster. You could use microfiber cloth, some people do. I just prefer to use this because again it's just less contact with the paint. Because I've used the ceramic boost and it's ceramic coated, the water just beads off. It makes sure that you're not left with any swirl marks, any spots. You can also get into those hard nooks and crannies like the wing mirrors, which we all know you get those drips as soon as you've driven off. The only one issue with using this is I did get the neighbours coming over quite frequently thinking I was some kind of a lunatic by blow drying the car. I'm going to make sure I dry the complete car using this method, making sure that I go into all the innards of the doors as well as the boot, and also things like the badges and the tyres. Now the car's been finished, you can have a look at the finished article. You can see here that I've got a blemish-free, swirl-free finish. Looks really good and it keeps it nice and clean, ready for the next detail in about 2 weeks' time.